Alfonso!
Yes, sir?
Alfonso, cue up my deluxe Blu-ray HD 4K graphics edition of Nancy Drew with bonus features.
Right away, sir. Mr. Stamp, sir. Hello. I'm here to see Mr. Stamp. Right this way, sir.
Do you hear something? No, I mean, are you two like a thing?
Mr. Stamp, someone's here to see you.
Yes?
I'd like to introduce, Dr. I never actually got your name. Dr. Carlisle.
Ah, yes, Dr. Carlisle. I've been expecting you.
Well, Mr. Stamp, are any of the other guests here?
No, you're the first to arrive this evening.
Oh, good. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom for a minute. I'll be right back.
Ah, yes, my favorite room.
I'll get it.
Dexter Quincy at your service, mate.
Right this way, Mr. Quincy. Mr. Stamp is right over here. Have a seat right here, Mr. Quincy. Mr. Stamp will be out in a moment. Not sure where he went. Let me know if you need anything.
Ah, Dr. Carlisle, there you are. Oh, and I see Mr. Quincy has arrived too.
Just call me Dexter.
So, I suppose you both know why you're here today.
Yeah, we're here about buying your company, Mr. Stamp.
As I've gotten old, with age, I've decided I am unfit to run a company. So I am looking for a worthy heir, and that's why I've called you and the other guests here today.
I brought some champagne glasses for your wine. Are you smoking, Mr. Quincy?
What you gonna do about it, mate?
My God, you can't be doing that in here. There are laws, you know.
Oh, it's okay. We'll allow it. Alfonso, serve the drinks.
Thank you. Here you are.
Thank you.
And for you, Mr. Quincy.
Dexter.
I'll come with you, Alfonso. Get acquainted with each other.
Come on in. Might I introduce Mr. Stamp?
Welcome to my home.
Hello, Mr. Stamp. I'm Lawrence Whitaker.
And I'm Arthur Ridley.
It's good to finally meet you, Mr. Whitaker.
And you as well, Mr. Stamp.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carlyle.
Ridley. Arthur Ridley.
Yes, I know who you are.
I'm Dexter.
Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Arthur Ridley.
I'm going to leave you four here now. Our final guest will be arriving shortly.
All right then.
So, I hope I can count on all of your votes for my campaign as governor this fall.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
So, about your competitor, Sarah Collins. She's dead, right? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Well, it is true I am currently running unopposed. I can assure you that I have no idea what happened to Miss Collins.
I never said anything about that.
You just did you not?
I never accused you of being responsible. I just asked if you knew anything about it.
Mr. Whitaker, we got acquainted briefly on the doorstep, but I never asked you about your career. What field are you in?
Well, I'm a landlord. I was the one who sold the property to Mr. Stamp originally, and now I'm interested in purchasing Stamp Industries for myself. So, Mr. Ridley, I've been wondering, why are you interested in buying Stamp Industries? You're a politician.
I think using the funds from Stamp Industries would greatly help my campaign.
Ah, I see.
What about you?
Well, I think that Tim Stamp's company would greatly benefit my own. The building could easily be transformed into a lab, and there's already a lot of equipment that would help with our research. And what about you? I actually didn't catch your name.
My name's Dexter Quincy, mate. I'm a competitor of Mr. Stamp's. I own a manufacturing company upstate. I figured if I bought out his company, I could use it to expand my own, open some new factories, you know?
So, sounds to me like you're wanting to buy out the business just to prevent one of us from buying it and remaining your competitor, Mr. Quincy.
That doesn't mean anything, mate. Capitalism is the American way.
Everyone, this is John McBride, is it? So, now that all the guests are here, you're free to roam about the house as you wish. I will alert the staff to prepare dinner.
John McBride, was it? My name is Ridley. Arthur Ridley. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Arthur Ridley at your service, sir.
Aren't you that guy running for governor?
The one and only. Now, if you gentlemen don't mind, I'm going to explore this house a little more.
I was being sarcastic.
expecting you this early, but I suppose we can bang one out before my dinner party. Just a minute. Let me just...
Well, the mask is a nice touch, but the crowbar seems a bit... Well, it's okay. I can make it work. I'm flexible. Anyway, I'm gonna go freshen up first.
Oh! 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 Please! Oh! 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 Please stop! Go! Don't please don't!
Can all the guests please report to the dining hall? We're ready to serve dinner. Aren't you gonna take your hat off the table?
Aren't you gonna shut the hell up?
Where's that other guy, John?
Yes, and where's our host?
Where were you?
Don't worry about it. So, John, what's your job? Why are you interested in this company? I've worked at Stamp Industries for about 7 years now. I've worked my way up the ranks, and I'm now the assistant regional manager at their main HQ. And I'm interested in buying the company from Mr. Stamp, kind of making a name for myself in the business world. Makes sense to me. What the hell is taking so long with our food? Jesus Christ. Mr. Whitaker, I see there's a cut on your arm.
Oh, that. Well, my dog scratched me earlier today. It's nothing.
Seems awfully fresh for something that happened earlier today.
I pick my scabs. It's a bad habit.
Alright, that's enough. Butler, where the hell is our dinner? Butler?
I think his name's Alfonso.
Shouldn't he be back by now? What the hell? What's going on?
Thanks.
Alan, Alfie, whatever your name is, get up, come on. Wake up. What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Oh,
You screamed.
His Stamp's.
What about Stamp?
He's dead. In the bedroom.
Guys, get in here!
Oh my God.
Tim! No, God, Tim, no. God damn it! Check him. See what happened.
What do you want me to do?
You're a doctor, aren't you?
I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm a physicist. Give me a minute. Hey, it's okay. I know we usually boss and it was close, but it's gonna be alright. I should get Master Stamp's will. I'll be back.
We should call the cops. We shouldn't do that. If the cops come, we'll all be incriminated. The killer could be any of us.
That's exactly why we should call the cops. If the killer's still here, he might kill again.
You don't understand, mate. If we call the cops, we'll all get arrested. Do you want to spend your life in prison? Because I know I sure as hell don't.
I agree with Dexter. Almost all of us have some kind of motive, and none of us have an alibi. Anybody could have slipped up there and killed him while we were waiting for dinner. If we were to call the cops, they'd probably arrest all of us, thinking that it was a group effort and that we all worked together to kill him. And I see no reason that everyone should have to go to prison when it's most likely just one of us. So I say we discuss the facts and see if we can figure something out.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should find out which one of you did it.
What do you mean, you? You could have done it too.
I didn't do it. I don't even have a motive. It was probably Dexter. He has the best motive out of all of us. He's a competitor. You got a point there, but if I were to kill him, the second in command would take over. It wouldn't eliminate the competition.
So Stamp's death wouldn't completely sink the company, so it might only partially benefit you, but John McBride over there, well, he's the assistant manager. So he'd be the new CEO when Stamp died. So he could certainly benefit from it. Hey, that's a good point. If you're the assistant manager, that'd give you a pretty strong motive.
That doesn't mean I'd kill my own boss. Plus, just being the assistant regional manager doesn't make me second in line for the CEO job. There are so many factors that determine that, like who he wrote in his will. Then I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the will says when Alfonso gets back. Provided he doesn't get murdered too.
Alright, let's see here. Mr. Stamp's will says, Stamp Manor goes to his brother, William Stamp, along with 30% of his fortunes. And 50% of his fortune goes to his mother and father, Henry and Margaret Stamp. The remaining 20% goes to his landlord, Lawrence Whitaker. Stamp Industries and all subsidiaries go to the assistant regional manager, John McBride. And some other things about the funeral. So, I suppose the will speaks for itself.
You're damn right it does. John stands to gain the most from this whole affair.
Exactly. According to the will, you are the new CEO of the company, which means you have a lot to gain.
I'm not the only one in the will. Whitaker was in it too. He got 20% of the fortunes.
Oh, please. 20% of his fortune is nothing compared to the value of that company. The company and all of its subsidiaries is worth upwards of, what was it, like $12, $15 million? Right, Alfonso? Yes, Mr. Whitaker is right about that. The company on its own of Stamp Industries would probably only be worth, say, a couple $100,000 worth, but along with all of its subsidiaries, being the CEO would probably be worth 10, $12 million. Quite a lot more than the 20% that Mr. Whitaker is getting in his part of the will. Well, that settles it then, doesn't it? You're clearly the culprit. You barely even covered your tracks, John. You're a pretty lackluster murderer in the end.
Say that again!
Drop it. Glad we come to an understanding, mate. Take Arthur's seat. You're sitting by me for the rest of the night.
Well, that was an experience. Can't say I've ever had anyone try to slit my throat before. We should probably look for the murder weapon. It's got to be somewhere in the house. The killer wouldn't have had a whole lot of time to hide the weapon.
Why bother? We already know John killed him.
Well, even if John is the one who actually killed him, we can't disprove our own involvement in it unless we find the murder weapon. We need more evidence before we can call the cops.
Alright. Alright. I'll stay here with John. Carlisle and Arthur, you take upstairs. Whitaker, you search this level. Alfonso, you take the basement. Alright. Don't even think about it, mate.
Alfonso's dead.
What?
He's downstairs in the basement. I found him. He's been murdered.
I told you I didn't do it. Shit. Go get the others.
All right. Okay.
Damn it.
Well, go get a blanket or something.
Remind me why we aren't holding this maniac at gunpoint anymore? John was with me the whole time, mate. He couldn't have killed Alfonso. Well, that doesn't prove anything. Maybe they conspired together. Maybe we have 2 killers now, huh?
Relax. Relax.
Well, we still have the problem of the missing motor weapons, so I guess we have no choice but to split up and look for it again. But again? Dexter, you realize the last time we split up somebody got murdered, right?
Well, we'd be safe, potentially, as long as we went in pairs. If anyone gets paired with the murderer, they wouldn't kill their partner, or they'd give away their identity.
Fine. Alright. Lawrence and I'll go. You guys, knock yourselves out.
Okay, you two, search around in the main room. I'm gonna search in the kitchen and in the bedroom.
Arthur? Lawrence, come here. I think I found the murder weapon.
Arthur! Oh my God, Arthur!
Quincy?
Guess again.
Lawrence? Why? Just for a measly 20%? It was never about the money, Dr. Carlyle. You see, I didn't even know I was in Stamp's will. It was about revenge. Revenge? For what? Well, you see, my daughter, Sophie, she worked at Stamp Industries, but her boss, Tim, he was making some advancements that she didn't appreciate. She quit, and he didn't really like that. So, he had a bunch of drugs planted in her desk and called the cops. She was arrested and put in jail for 6 years until one day she got killed in a prison fight. It's his fault that she's dead. So, you killed Mr. Stamp to get your revenge, but what about everyone else? Why'd you kill Alfonso? Well, I couldn't be sure that Alfonso didn't know about my connection with Mr. Stamp. If he were to tell the authorities about it, then I'd be looking pretty guilty. I couldn't have that. So, I had to kill him just to make sure that he keeps his mouth shut. Okay, I guess that makes sense, but why kill everyone else? Well, I was just gonna let John and Dexter take the blame for it, but unfortunately Arthur got paranoid and he killed John in the bathroom. That complicated things. So, my new plan was to kill everybody and then fake my own death. Well, you don't have to kill me. I can just disappear. I won't tell anybody. I swear, I'll leave town. I'll never come back. I'm afraid not, Carlisle. I can't take that risk.